I remember the first time I told my family about my new passion. I was sitting around the dinner table, hands trembling, voice barely above a whisper. I'd spent months pouring my soul into this, something I believed could change everything, even if they scoffed at it. I told them I was going to become an aquascaper. Not just any aquascaper, but a pioneer in urban ecological freshwater aquascaping. My dream was to transform barren city corners into lush, vibrant underwater forests, ecosystems thriving beneath glass walls, an oasis amid concrete despair. The room fell silent. My father chuckled, a harsh, dismissive sound. "You're joking, right? Aquascaping? That's just decoration. You're wasting your time. You're chasing a pipe dream. And honestly, it's embarrassing. What's next? Playing with fish all day?" My mother rolled her eyes, smirking as if I'd lost my mind. My siblings exchanged knowing looks, their smirks echoing the cruel consensus. I was ridiculous. They told me I'd fail, that I'd be broke, that I'd be a laughingstock. "You're better than this," my father said, voice cold with contempt. "You're an embarrassment to this family." I left that night feeling humiliated, but inside, something ignited. I couldn't let their cynicism define me. I knew what I was doing was real. It was my purpose, and I was going to prove them wrong. The years that followed were a relentless grind. I poured every ounce of my energy into mastering aquascaping, except I didn't stop at traditional methods. I discovered a way to blend freshwater ecosystems with urban landscapes, creating miniature jungles inside city apartments, abandoned lots, even neglected alleyways. I called it urban ecological aquascaping, a field many mocked as mere decoration, a frivolous pursuit. But I knew better. I saw the potential to revive ecosystems, small, vital patches of life, right in the heart of cities. My research was initially dismissed. Marine biologists scoffed at my ideas, mocking me behind my back. One prestigious scientist, a renowned marine biologist, even claimed my coral restoration research was naive and irrelevant. I was betrayed, my work stolen, twisted, dismissed as amateurish. Yet, instead of collapsing, I pivoted. I shifted focus. I turned my attention to freshwater ecosystems, less glamorous perhaps, but more adaptable, more accessible for urban revival. It was brutal. The road was littered with failures, setbacks, moments when I doubted everything. I fought tirelessly against skepticism, against the weight of ridicule. But every small victory, the lush, healthy aquascapes I created, the community of urban dwellers inspired by my work, kept me going. And then, slowly, the world started to notice. Articles, documentaries, social media buzz. I became a pioneer in urban ecological aquascaping. My designs weren't just beautiful, they were vital. They cleaned urban air, provided habitats for rare species, transformed gray concrete into living, breathing ecosystems. Cities began to see the value. My work sparked a movement, and I became a leading voice in the field. One day, I got the call, an invitation to return home, to show my family what I'd achieved. I hesitated. How could I face their skepticism? But I knew I had to. I wanted them to see firsthand what their mockery had almost prevented. When I arrived, the house was the same, but I was unrecognizable, not just in success, but in purpose. I brought with me a portable aquascape, an intricate, lush freshwater ecosystem. As I set it up in the living room, I watched their faces. My father's eyes widened, then softened. My mother's mouth parted in disbelief. My siblings stared in stunned silence. I turned on the lighting, and the miniature jungle came alive. Tiny fish darted through the tangled roots, plants swayed gently with the water's flow, and a vibrant, thriving ecosystem unfolded before them. It was more than decoration. It was a living testament to resilience, to transformation. I looked into their eyes and saw the weight of years of doubt, of cruelty melting away. "Do you see this?" I asked, voice steady but filled with emotion. "This is what I've built." It's more than just pretty glass. It's proof that even in the bleakest places, life finds a way. That your dismissiveness almost kept me from this, but I refused to give up. I turned your mockery into my motivation. This ecosystem is my victory, but it's also a message. We all have the power to create beauty and life where others see only failure. Silence. Then my father, his voice thick, said, "I was wrong. I never understood what you were doing. I thought you were wasting your time, but I see now. You weren't just doing this for yourself. You're showing us all what's possible." And in that moment, I saw the truth. Their ridicule had been a barrier I had to break through. Their doubts fueled my fire. I had turned betrayal into triumph, mockery into meaning. From that day on, everything changed. My work gained international recognition. I helped transform neglected urban spaces into thriving ecosystems, proving that beauty and purpose can flourish even in the most unlikely places. I became a symbol of resilience, proof that your passion, when fueled by perseverance, can reshape not just landscapes, but lives. Looking back, I realized their cruelty was a mirror reflecting their own fears of failure, their inability to see beyond the surface. But I chose to see the potential beneath the mockery. I chose to believe in my vision. And that choice transformed my life. Now I stand here, a testament to the power of relentless pursuit. I didn't just prove them wrong. I proved to myself that no matter how bleak the beginning, with enough courage, resilience, and faith, you can forge a new destiny. My ecosystems aren't just thriving. They're a living, breathing reminder that transformation begins within, and that sometimes the greatest triumphs come from the most unlikely places. And as I pack up that aquascape, I know I've delivered more than a lesson in ecology. I've shown that even in the face of mockery, betrayal, and doubt, you can rise, create, and ultimately triumph. That's the real victory, knowing that your pursuit, no matter how ridiculous it seemed, was always worth fighting for.